How's it going, everyone? Today I've got a bit of a weird topic. Mumble rap isn't anything new. It's actually been around for several years, and secular hip-hop has mostly accepted it. CHH, on the other hand, hasn't. A lot of artists with this mumble rap aesthetic tend to be smaller in their presence within CHH. To list off a few artists who give off this mumble rap vibe, we have Jerry Mana, Paris Kariz, Tommy Revenge, and of course Foggieraw. Now, Foggieraw is an oddball of an artist. Looking into the past, he's certainly changed quite a bit. He used to be called J.O. and even had a song I enjoyed called Flow for 2 Days. But recently, he's taken on an entirely new style as an artist. This is his new sound through and through. Quiet vocals, tranquil instrumentals, and abundant vibes. Yet, in my opinion, it's very clear that something is distinct about Foggieraw's music. It's like mumble rap, yet something's different. What is it? Before we get into this, I just wanted to thank everyone for the support so far. We're almost at 100 subscribers. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with what I'll be talking about on YouTube each Friday. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. We've always got to have a starting point with these discussions, so let's ask the nagging question. Is Foggieraw actually a mumble rapper? I think the biggest key to identifying mumble rap is detecting vocal tendencies. Mumble rappers tend to have either unidentifiable words or excessive and varied ad-libs in their music. Foggieraw seems to dislike ad-libs, but there's been several moments where I honestly have no idea what he's saying. Even on a deeper level, mumble rap is all about vibes, atmospheres, and flows, and Foggieraw's music heavily plays off of those three aspects. He's constantly portraying an effortless vibe. His music oozes with an atmosphere that can be described as nothing other than chill, and his flows are deceptively advanced for how simple his words seem to be. So yeah, Foggieraw is pretty much a mumble rapper. That's not to say he's only a mumble rapper, it's just for the sake of this video. That leads us to our second issue. To make a statement such as Foggieraw's progressing mumble rap, we have to look at the state of mumble rap first. It's really an interesting thing because even with CHH, mumble rap is starting to gain traction. Lecrae himself has resorted to emulating the style in his single Hammer Time, so this is definitely a sound that is legitimately recognized and seen as viable. Currently, mumble rap is pretty heavily dominated by auto-tune singing, excessive ad-libs, and powerful melodic flows. Travis Scott, Future, Designer, Post Malone, the list could go on. Most people are comfortable with the sound that mumble rap as a subgenre is producing. Artists tend not to go outside the box because it makes for effective popular music, and so we have an ever-increasing library of mumble rap that mostly sounds the same. So for the most part, we have a genre that is comfortable with doing the same things because those same things keep working well. Of course, from my perspective, this is where Foggieraw walks in, with his abstract approach to mumble rap. I think we can pretty quickly walk through what makes Foggieraw's brand of mumble rap unique, so let's go through this. First element, little to no singing. Here's something really important. Many mumble rappers tend to do their own singing, despite the fact that they aren't necessarily great singers. Foggieraw bucks tradition here as he clearly prefers top-notch artists to feature and cover the singing for him. Songs like Back by 4, Kyrie, I Got the Kick, and Pull Up to Ya exemplify this preference of his. When he's on a song by himself, he simply just doesn't do much singing. This means that he harmonizes with beats purely by flow alone, and it changes the presentation of his music drastically. Rather than coming across as trendy or radio friendly, his music instead has a distinct underground vibe to it. It's still catchy, but thanks to him playing up his own strengths rather than trying to cover every bass on his own, his music feels soulful and fresh. When you actually consider it this way, Foggieraw is making mumble rap sound legitimately cool. This is a difficult task when you typically have a guy singing with heavy amounts of auto-tune covering him up, a musical style that tends to be easy for many to not take seriously. Second element, snazzy production. If there's something else someone is likely to notice about Foggieraw, it's the producers he works with. They provide a certain pizzazz to it that's hard to deny. Listen to this song off of his EP called Drop 40.
Okay, look, I go right back in. I pray a blessing of the love start. This I'm straight up. Okay, look, right on your art, shit. I can't hanging at the selling with. I can't vicious and deliberate. I can't issue when you hear me shit. Okay, look, that my accent, yeah.
All of the sounds going on in that song create a smooth, almost jazzy feel. His music has an air of mystique about it because the beats he uses usually have some sort of interesting contrast going on. This makes him alluring as an artist, and I think people are really drawn in by his sound that manages to be relevant without being cookie cutter. Third and final element, the ability to adapt. One struggle that mumble rap as the genre tends to face is that its artists typically have a hard time being flexible. Oftentimes they can be good at what they do, but when they're out of their typical realm, they just don't sound like they're in the zone, so to speak. And as a result, there tends not to be much experimentation within the genre. Foggieraw once again avoids this trend and seems, in my opinion, quite willing to venture into other musical areas. The golden example here is that Foggieraw has collaborated with Ruslan, of all people. If you don't know Ruslan, to be concise, he's probably one of the last rappers ever that would try mumble rap. It's just who he is as an artist, so the fact that these two work together says a lot. Listen to these two short pieces from their collab, one of Ruslan and the other of Foggieraw.
To the ghetto, then they renamed it to a project. The riders up, I'm climbing up and looking at my options. Anonymous, the common denominator's a profit. I am not an accommodator for any nonsense. Man cannot live off of bread alone, but yet we gotta eat. Even though our desires aren't always what they ought to be. Still a part of me, the need to provide and survive.
Less of a gunner, more of an archer with a bow and arrow. Live from the path that is narrow. I read in Exodus, you never flip on your niggas and join your nemesis. It doesn't always pay to be the pharaoh. I was born thorough, taught to eat the beef into the bone marrow. If it was Power Rangers, I'd be red, you be yellow. Did you not get the memo? Well, boy, here's the memo.
Regardless of who you thought did better in those two snippets, the significance is still there. Foggieraw can hang with the rapper's rapper. Ruslan doesn't play around when it comes to his bars or his crisp execution, so that Foggieraw was able to bring his own solid bars and flow to the table is amazing. From this perspective, Foggieraw is easily one of the most adaptive mumble rappers in the genre. Having considered all of these things and having examined Foggieraw for the sound he's presenting, I think there's no two ways about it. Foggieraw is progressing the mumble rap genre for all it's worth. He demonstrates some typical elements of the genre yet completely deviates in other areas, and people are getting drawn in by it. CHH needs more of this, and so does mumble rap, as any genre needs innovators in order to progress. As mainstream sounds die and eventually get replaced, I think people who typically enjoyed mumble rap will be easily enamored with Foggieraw's sound. And as the mainstream version of it dies, Foggieraw will probably become more popular as a unique remnant of that sound. Everyone needs music they can kick back to, and Foggieraw provides an easy atmosphere with lyrics that don't glorify the things of the world. Of course, I want to hear your guys' side as well. What do you guys think of Foggieraw? Do you think he even counts as a mumble rapper in any aspect? Let me know what you think with a comment below. If you can, do me a favor by hitting that subscribe button as well. That way you can get notified when my new videos come out every Friday. Thanks for watching everyone, and until next time, peace out.
This gon' be my baby band. I went and put God as my bows on my pants. Okay, you wouldn't understand. This wasn't luck, it was planned.